Welcome students to your geography session for class 7th. The chapter which we are going to study today is chapter number 5 and the name of the chapter is industries. Now let's see what is an industry and what is this chapter all about. Industries refers to an economic activity which is concerned in relation to convert a product to finished product. Now, the process of turning the raw material to a finished product is the process which takes place in an industry or a business firm. So, industry refers to an economic activity concerned with the production of goods, extraction of services, and provision of services. Hence, we can say that industries are concerned with the production of goods, steel, energy, for example, extraction of minerals, for example, coal mining, provision of services, for example, tourism, and so on. Now, after this introduction, you will be seeing a video with the help of which it will be much clear to you that what is this chapter all about, what are industries, and what are the important industries all over the world and in India, and which will give you an idea of the main important facts of the industry.
Important industries of the world. Iron and steel industry. Iron and steel is a basic industry as machines which are needed to run other industries are made of iron and steel. It forms the backbone of industrialization of any country because without steel, no other industry can develop. The raw materials needed for iron and steel industry are iron ore, coal, limestone, manganese, and large volume of water. As these raw materials are heavy, so iron and steel industries are located close to raw material producing regions. They also require efficient means of transport as raw materials are finished goods are bulky in nature. Russia is the largest producer of iron and steel in the world, followed by Germany and USA. Moscow, Ural and Ukraine are the regions of steel production in Russia. In Germany, the Ruhr Basin, and in USA, Pittsburgh and Detroit are main centers. The Kobe Osaka region in Japan is famous for steel production, although Japan imports raw iron ore. In India, the main steel producing centers are Jamshedpur, Durgapur, Bhilai, Rourkela, Salem and Vishakhapatnam. Cotton textiles industry. The cotton textile industry is the largest employer of workforce in India. It is an important agro-based industry whose products have a worldwide demand. As raw cotton is the raw material, the cotton textile industry is generally located close to cotton growing region. Another essential requirement for this industry is humid climate, which does not allow the cotton thread to snap easily and helps in spinning and weaving. The spinning mills produce yarn while the weaving mills produce cloth and the composite mills produce both yarn and cloth. In USA, the cotton belt is located in southern part of Georgia and in North and South Carolina. In England, Manchester and Liverpool have the largest number of textile mills. In Russia, Moscow is an important textile center. In Japan, this industry is developed in Osaka-Nagoya region. In China, local demand is quite high due to its dense population. Shanghai, Nanking, and Canton are the main textile centers in China. India is another major producer of cotton textiles. Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Kanpur, Kolkata, Chennai and Coimbatore are the main centers. IT industry. The term information technology is commonly used as a synonym for computers and computer networks, but it also encompasses other information distribution technologies such as television and telephones. Several industries are associated with information technology, including computer hardware, software, electronics, semiconductors, internet, telecom equipment, engineering, healthcare, e-commerce, and computer services. Electronic computers using either relays or valves began to appear in the early 1940s. The development of transistors in the late 1940s at Bell Laboratories allowed a new generation of computers to be designed with greatly reduced power consumption. Progress in this industry was phenomenal, and by the change of the millennium, the IT industry became associated with every technology available in the world. The list of world's largest technology companies by revenue includes companies whose primary business activities are associated with technology industry, which includes computer hardware, software electronics, semiconductors, internet, telecom, equipment, e-commerce, and computer services. Of the top 10 companies in this list, 7 companies have their headquarters in USA and 1 each in Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. The famous IT global giants are Apple, Samsung, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, HP, Dell, Sony, Intel, Panasonic, LG, Alphabet, Foxconn, etc. Sugar industry. Sugar, or more precisely sucrose, was first prepared in India. It was brought back to the Western world by the Greek conqueror Alexander the Great in 325 BCE. However, the limited supply of sugar in the international market caused refined sugar to be relatively costly until the production of sugar by European colonies in the Americas grew after 1700. This expansion, coupled with improvements in refining technologies that reduced unwanted tastes in the sweetener, caused sugar to replace other sweeteners such as honey, becoming the dominant sweetener over time. Almost two-thirds of the sugar manufactured internationally is made from sugarcane varieties grown in the tropical regions of the world. A smaller share of the sugar produced comes from beetroot cultivated in subtropical regions, particularly in Europe. Sugarcane is a bulky commodity, and its sugar content reduces with time after harvest. This limits its transport over long distances. Most of the sugar mills located in the tropical countries like Brazil, India, Indonesia, etc. are located very close to the sugarcane cultivation farms or plantations for optimum production. Also, as cane is harvested seasonally and cannot be stored post-harvest, the industry also works seasonally for about 6 months a year. The remaining time is spent in maintenance and repairs. The largest producers are Brazil 22%, India 15%, and the European Union 10%. Altogether, there are more than 123 countries sugar-producing countries, but only 30% of the produce is traded on the international market. India, the second largest global producer and the world's leading consumer, is expected to boost production substantially to 32 metric of sugar per year on average in the coming decade, or some 50% higher than in 2008 to 10 when production fell sharply. Some other countries of Asia, such as China and Pakistan, are also expected to continue to experience milder forms of production cycles. Outside this group, an expansion drive underway in Thailand is expected to continue as investment projects currently in the pipeline come on stream, lifting production to around 8.7 metric by 2020-21 and maintaining its position as the world's third largest producer. Fact: the Canadian aerospace industry is composed of more than 400 firms located from Newfoundland to British Columbia. It generates in excess of $23 billion in annual revenues through its global reach. Shipbuilding industry. After the Second World War, Shipbuilding, which encompasses the shipyards, the marine equipment manufacturers, and many related service and knowledge providers, grew as an important and strategic industry in a number of countries around the world. Shipbuilding is a heavy industry which requires huge amount of iron and steel as well as electrical power. China and South Korea, which lead the world in this industry, have highly modern and well-developed iron and steel industries. While China has a good amount of raw material for steel manufacturing, South Korea imports its raw materials, but both used finished steel from their home industries. China is the world's largest shipbuilder as of 2015. China was an emerging low-cost, high-volume shipbuilder that overtook South Korea during the 2008-2010 global financial crisis as they won new orders from medium and small-sized container ships. The world's largest shipyard in Ulsan, operated by Hyundai Heavy Industries, builds an $80 million vessel every 4 working days. South Korea's big 3 shipbuilders, Hyundai Heavy Industries, Samsung Heavy Industries, and Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, dominate global shipbuilding. Fishing industry. The fishing industry includes any industry or activity concerned with taking, culturing, processing, preserving, storing, transporting, marketing, or selling fish or fish products. The commercial activity is aimed at the delivery of fish and other seafood products for human consumption or as input factors in other industrial processes. Directly or indirectly, the livelihood of over 500 million people in developing countries depends on fisheries and aquaculture. Fisheries are estimated to currently provide 16% of the world's population's protein. The flesh of many fish are primarily valued as a source of food. There are many edible species of fish. Other marine life taken as food includes shellfish, crustaceans, sea cucumber, jellyfish, and roe. The estimated world harvest in 2015 consisted of 93.3 million tons captured by commercial fishing in wild fisheries, plus 48.1 million tons produced by fish farms. In addition, 1.3 million tons of aquatic plants, seaweed, etc. are captured in wild fisheries and 14.8 million tons were produced by aquaculture. The top producing countries were, in order, the People's Republic of China, excluding Hong Kong and Taiwan, Peru, Japan, the United States, Chile, Indonesia, Russia, Thailand, India, Norway, and Iceland. Those countries accounted for more than half of the world's production. China alone accounted for a third of the world's production. Automobile industry. Automobile industry has made rapid progress qualitatively and quantitatively. This industry is located where cheap and skilled labor is in abundance, easy availability of power supply, and good demand. The world's major car producers are USA, Japan, Germany, and France. Some big players in the worldwide market are General Motors and Ford in USA, British Leyland of UK, Volkswagen and Mercedes of Germany, Fiat of Italy, Honda, Toyota, and Suzuki in Japan. In USA, the major car making centers are Detroit, Chicago, and Atlanta.
So students, I hope it was a very detailed video and it has made clear to you all the facts and important figures of the industries, the important industries of India and the different parts of the world. Important facts and figures that are the key differences that has been kept in mind, that has to be kept in mind, and remember about the different types of industries. Notes will be there after this session. Thank you and have a nice day.